A fully charged car battery sitting in a parked car loses between 0.5 and 1% of its charge every single day just from doing nothing. That's normal. What's not normal is waking up to a dead battery after 8 hours, and the cause is almost never what most people blame it on. It's not your age of battery, it's not the cold, it's a specific, measurable electrical drain that you can find yourself in about 90 seconds with a $30 tool. Parasitic drain is the #1 reason drivers replace batteries that had years of life left in them. The average replacement costs $180 to $290 depending on your vehicle. This video shows you exactly how to measure it, what numbers mean you have a problem, and which systems in your car are the most common culprits by make and model. What parasitic drain actually is. Every modern car draws a small amount of power when it's off. Your clock, your alarm system, your key fob receiver, your ECU memory, they all sip electricity around the clock. This is called parasitic drain, and on a healthy vehicle, it should be between 20 and 50 milliamps. That's the normal range. A car pulling 50 milliamps from a healthy 60 amp hour battery can sit parked for roughly 50 days before the battery drops too low to start. But the moment that draw climbs above 75 to 85 milliamps, the math flips. At 300 milliamps, which is more common than you'd think, your battery is dead in about 8 days of sitting. At 500 milliamps, you're looking at 4 to 5 days. And plenty of cars on the road right now are pulling those numbers without the owner having any idea. How to measure it yourself. You don't need a mechanic to find this. You need a digital multimeter set to the DC amps scale, specifically the milliamp setting. Disconnect the negative battery terminal, then connect the multimeter in series between the negative cable and the negative post. Wait at least 20 minutes before reading. That wait matters because most cars have modules that stay awake for 10 to 20 minutes after you shut off the ignition and close all the doors. On some BMWs and Mercedes models, this timeout can take up to 40 minutes. If you read immediately, you'll see 2 to 3 amps and think something is horribly wrong, when actually the car is just going to sleep. After the timeout, a reading under 50 milliamps means your system is clean. Anything over 85 milliamps is a problem worth tracking down. But here's where it gets more expensive if you ignore it. The fuse pull method. Once your multimeter confirms a high parasitic draw, you find the source by pulling fuses one at a time while watching the meter. When you pull a fuse and the reading drops significantly, say from 340 milliamps down to 45, that circuit is your problem. Your fuse box diagram, usually printed on the inside of the fuse box cover or in your owner's manual, tells you exactly which system that fuse powers. On most Hondas and Toyotas, the interior fuse box is under the dashboard on the driver's side. On most GM trucks from 2014 forward, there's a secondary fuse box under the rear seat that people forget about entirely. That box controls modules that are some of the worst offenders for phantom drain. If you skip it, you'll pull every fuse under the hood and still not find the problem. And this next one is something almost every car owner does without realizing it. Aftermarket accessories are the top culprit. The single most common source of excessive parasitic drain is not a factory-installed system. It's something you or a previous owner added. Aftermarket stereo head units are responsible for a disproportionate number of dead battery complaints, especially units from brands like Boss and Dual that pull between 150 and 400 milliamps when the car is off, because they never fully shut down. Dash cams hardwired to a constant 12-volt source instead of a switched source will pull 200 to 350 milliamps all night. Aftermarket remote start systems, especially older Viper and CompuStar units installed before 2018, are documented to pull 80 to 180 milliamps continuously. Even LED light strips wired directly to the battery without a relay can quietly drain 100 milliamps or more. If your car has anything plugged in or wired in that didn't come from the factory, that's the first place to look. And most installers at budget car audio shops tap into constant power instead of accessory power because it's easier. That single wiring choice is why the drain exists. Now this one is going to contradict what most mechanics tell you.
Factory systems that fail and drain. It's not always aftermarket. Certain factory-installed modules develop internal faults that cause them to stay awake permanently. On 2011 to 2016 Ford F-150s and Explorers, the body control module is a documented parasitic drain source. Ford issued TSB 150108 specifically for this issue, with the BCM pulling over 400 milliamps due to a software error. On 2012 to 2017 Jeep Grand Cherokees and Dodge Durangos, the totally integrated power module fails in a way that causes a 300 to 600 milliamp draw. GM trucks from 2014 to 2019, particularly Silverados and Sierras, have a known issue with the OnStar and infotainment modules staying active and draining between 200 and 500 milliamps. In all three cases, the dealership will often diagnose it as a bad battery. They'll sell you a $240 battery, and the problem comes back 6 months later because the battery was never the issue. The module was. A reflash or replacement of the specific module fixes it permanently, and on the Ford TSB vehicles, the software update is covered. This next point is the one that surprises people the most. Your battery might already be too damaged to save. Here's what nobody tells you about parasitic drain. It doesn't just kill your battery overnight. It damages it permanently over time. Every time a standard flooded lead-acid battery drops below 12.4 volts, sulfation begins building on the lead plates inside. If it sits below 12.0 volts for more than 48 hours, that sulfation can become irreversible. A battery that's been slowly drained and jump-started repeatedly doesn't recover to full capacity. It might test at 12.6 volts on a surface charge right after a drive, but under load, it collapses. This is why a battery that's only 2 years old can fail a load test, not because the battery was defective, but because an undetected 250 milliamp drain killed it slowly from the inside over months. The average driver who experiences this replaces the battery, never fixes the drain, and kills the new battery in the same time frame. That's $180 to $290 every 18 to 24 months instead of every 5 to 7 years. Over a 10-year ownership period, that's potentially $700 to $1,200 wasted on batteries that were murdered by a fixable electrical problem. If you've owned your car for more than 2 years, this one is almost certainly relevant to you right now. The temperature multiplier. Parasitic drain gets worse in heat, not cold. Most people think cold weather kills batteries, and it does reduce available cranking amps, but heat accelerates the internal chemical reactions that make parasitic drain more destructive. A battery sitting in a garage in Phoenix at 110 degrees with a 200 milliamp drain degrades roughly 33% faster than the same battery with the same drain in Minneapolis at 75 degrees. If you live in Texas, Arizona, Nevada, Florida, or anywhere the summer average exceeds 95 degrees, your tolerance for parasitic drain is significantly lower. A 60 milliamp draw that's technically within spec in a cooler climate can become functionally damaging in a hot one. The threshold you should use in hot climates is 30 milliamps, not 50. That number from the top of the video, the 20 to 50 milliamps that every car should be pulling when it's off, it's not an estimate. It's a measurable, testable number you can check in your own driveway tonight with a $30 multimeter from any auto parts store. If your reading comes back above 85 milliamps, you now know exactly how to find the circuit, identify the component, and stop throwing money at replacement batteries that were never the problem. Set your multimeter to DC milliamps, connect it between the negative terminal and the cable, wait 20 minutes, and read the number. That single test can save you $1,000 over the next 5 years. If this just saved you from buying a battery you didn't need, you know what to do.